industry. My name is Karush Koilu. This is brought to you by Zayuk Property Management System. Zayuk is a system for homeowners associations. That's where most of you are. Also, other types of property owners or property managers, such as government or utilities, and some other types of property management we'll try and get into in the future. But at the moment, homeowners associations is our focus. We have a lot of modules specifically for homeowners associations and HOA managers as well. If you don't know what a homeowners association is, it's an organization that it's the business of community, usually a nonprofit organization within the United States, and it serves as the corporation that handles the legal complexities and financial complexities and construction physical asset complexities that come with living in shared property, condos, townhomes, single family homes. Over 67%, I believe, of new builds are in homeowners associations. They are becoming more uh, um, utilized because of the ease of which developers can usually add amenities, which enables them to sell the property easier. And that goes to show you that homeowners associations are actually worth it when they function appropriately and when the money gets spent appropriately and the best vendors available are being reached out to, and also the money that's under the corporation is being used wisely to, again, make money, or if there's any assets on the property that can make the association money, also taking that into account. So boom, boom, boom. Let's see. A lot of things going on in the world right now. In AI too as well. Governor Tim Walz signed into law HOA Bill of Rights. Couple faces foreclosure. Denver HOA accuses former manager. It's so persistent. It's tough. I mean, I should have reported yesterday. It's very tough. So here we have it. Denver HOA manager is accused of stealing $55,000. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. So I'm probably going to spend a little bit of time going through that. HOA cybersecurity is no joke. Cybersecurity is the basis of financial security in 2026 and probably moving forward for at least 10 to 15 years, if not longer. It's been the case like that for at least 5 or 10 years, probably longer, 15 years, where cybersecurity really is the basis of financial security, and now more so than ever. This is it. Oh shit. Oh shit, dude. Getting good at social media is so hard, but so important. And oh my, it's such a really big thing. I posted something on LinkedIn about these an inverted triangle. The top one, the big four: Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, and then you go down to a lower tier. Maybe you have Facebook or something else. Even Facebook is higher tier than that, to be honest. And then you have niche, real-time community with like live streamers or Discord. That's real-time community. And so it's just really interesting. There's a lot of platforms. You have to go across all different platforms. And I mean, if you don't have a team, it's still possible. It's not easy, but it's still possible and it's still worth doing, especially as a business owner, but even just to stay engaged with the world. I think most people are using social media. There are some people who are abstaining from it completely. I think that's a huge loss on their part, not because it's great, but I mean, this is the new normal, the new networking sphere, and a lot of information comes through really quickly. And you can see how other players work within that market and use it to their advantage, significantly use it to their advantage. So it's important to observe, be aware, and then put your own content out, see how it works, see where you can improve, where you're not going to improve, and look at it as a mechanism, not necessarily. I know a lot of people, and when I was younger, if I did this, I would have been better off, surely better off. It's very difficult to do. It's very difficult to do. And um man, oh man. But it's surely worth doing. And being really good at it. I mean, getting to a point, I think, for me and my business to where it even takes precedent over nearly everything. I think that's where we're going to get. Certainly, once we pass a certain stage, it's going to take out, like, sales will be out the door completely. And probably not, maybe not completely, but so much sales will be gone and it will be primarily focused on marketing and growth. I mean, marketing, the research you do in marketing actually can fuel your growth. And so your marketing team is also a research mechanism to understand the landscape. That's my opinion. Maybe not. I mean, you don't necessarily need to listen to your customer if you don't think it's worth listening to, but if you think it's worth listening to and you hear them, um, go for it. And I think the idea that you need a bunch of customers is not necessarily true. I think you need one customer that is pretty general across many domains. And when I say that, I mean, you look at us, HOA manager, you build the perfect app for one HOA manager, the second one's going to be cake. The first one, this is the thing in technology, it's uh not balance the returns, unlike many other businesses where You put all that investment up front and then you reap the benefits if it's good enough on the back end. And I mean, for some people, sales is like an absolutely massive cost. It's huge. Some people spend more on sales than on production of their product or operations, which is crazy. I mean, I get it. You have to sell, but like, you also need to produce. I mean, revenue solves all problems. What can you say? Man. So, did the Timberwolves lose last night? Seems like it based on all the memes. Oh, they got destroyed. They were close for this first half, and then I mean, they weren't really that close at all ever. That's tough. It's pretty much probably going to be the exact matchup on the West that everyone's expecting. And on the East, I think not. I mean, I'm a Lakers fan, so it's 2-2. God, it would be great to see James Harden win. He has so many playoff haters. So it would be good to see him win. Knicks. The winner plays the Knicks. That's going to be tough. New York is so stoked. Oh my God. They're going to have a very tough time. It'll be interesting to see Knicks versus OKC. Just seeing, I've never seen this in my life as a 32-year-old. You've never seen the Knicks good. I didn't even know New York liked the Knicks, to be honest, until a couple of years ago when you started seeing all these Knicks fans coming out of the out of the woodworks. It's like, where were you guys for the last, 28 years? Uh, it's like these go from the Jets to the Knicks or something. I don't know, dude. Jets, Mets, and Knicks. Or Jets, Mets, and Nets. I didn't realize that. Jets, Mets, and Nets. Wow. Apparently, Jets and Mets, the naming of those two were coincidental, and then the Nets intentionally named themselves the Nets when they moved to New Jersey to have that rhythm across the three. How interesting. Man, oh man. A lot of VCs seem to be getting upset with the various, I mean, I don't know. You see these venture capitalist videos and these product videos. I think we've kind of come to the realization that Let's see. It's so I'll just say this to everyone. It's harder than ever to be anything but authentic. It's harder than ever to be anything but truthful and willing to communicate the truth. And Zayuk is rooted in that. I mean, we're a real world Web3 app, and I mean that's rooted in financial mechanisms. It's tough. It's really tough. We live in a hyper networked age. Yeah, I mean, you look at networks and human networks over time. You had, caveman style networks. That's 150. We've all heard that number, 150 people in the tribe. And then you have the agricultural revolution, and you have these much larger networks sustained by agriculture and livestock that reach, I believe, the millions, and that lasted for a long time. And then we had the industrial revolution. I believe there were actually multiple industrial revolutions with the steam turbine. And then I don't know if the modern, and then you have modern times. You have vaccines, antibiotics, nuclear energy, telecommunications, space travel, and I don't think the last ones. I mean, the last ones are meant to also increase the network, but certainly making the cost of life and the cost of doing business cheaper, what it gave us the ability to create these networks. And then you get into the internet and you talk about the speed of these networks, and now the new network of the internet is absolutely, it has sub networks within it. It's a network of networks, and information travels quickly. And even before, I would say 3 or 4 years ago, uh, intra-network communication was lower. Now intra-network communication is super fast as well. Inter-network communication is is quick. It's always been quick. It's never been slow. Now intra-network, where you have people from multiple networks, spreading information across the networks. It used to be X, and things were posted on X, they wouldn't get to LinkedIn for a week. Now they get to LinkedIn maybe within a few hours. Um, I would say X still is, puts out information more quickly, and to a point that you actually can't verify it. One thing, though, I think, you, you get a lot of false. I mean, it's, the the term widely used by a certain select group is, fake news. You get a lot of false claims online, and social networks have to be careful about that, because there are social networks that put out more false claims than other social networks. And when you first fall for that, well, one, it's important to not really take any of this without a grain of salt and then get it verified. But also, I've come to the point where there are certain social networks where I actually don't believe what that says, and I have to get another verification to actually necessarily believe it. It's not that I don't believe it, it's that I don't trust the sourcing of it, which goes to show you how much these platforms actually do matter. I do think you're actually going to see a changing in that sort of responsibility. And I think we saw that with some state based cases recently against the social media companies where the platforms do have to be very conscious about what's being posted. And if they do start, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. It's tough. It's very tough. It's a very difficult situation. Oh, wow. Princeton mandates exam proctors after fears of widespread AI fueled cheating. Well, you know what I have to say about that is it's tough because I think one thing is how do you, even as a teacher, create a curriculum that includes AI? And many faculty are limited by the curriculum that's already set out and they can't really control too much. Maybe I'm incorrect on that. Maybe that is very institutional and not completely correct. But that's one good, one question I have is how do faculty members even create a curriculum where AI is not necessarily going to matter in solving that problem? And so it's, I mean, that's a tough task for teachers. That's not an easy task in the age of AI. I mean, and it really goes down to humanizing teaching. I think that's what's going to happen is you're going to have um, the maybe EQ, the human qualities of your teaching be more important than the technical rigor that because the technical rigor is there and it's really going to be your ability to make these kids learn through that tool even because you can turn off your brain and let AI do a lot of things and it's comfortable and easy. It doesn't work out at the end. The products that I've created, whether they're social products, I mean content, or whether they're software products, really doesn't make a difference. Um, excuse me. Give me one moment. It I when I s- maybe I said that incorrectly. I think I did say it incorrectly. It does make a difference. You have to have some of your own thought patterns in there. You can't give up all your thinking to AI because it'll produce crap. It'll produce bad content. It'll produce AI slop. There's no better word for it. There are better words for it, but that's a good word considering that's a word everyone uses. And so doubling down on your humanness, doubling down on your authenticity, doubling down on your EQ, doubling down on your reading comprehension and communication skills, doubling down on your ability to work with other people effectively to get things done. I think all those are going to be important as well as being able to work with these tools. Working hard, it's it's an interesting time and learning to learn. And I think I don't know how often people use AI. I use it constantly. I'm always using it. If you know what people say, don't don't you know say, don't let a crisis go to waste. Don't let a crisis go to waste. In tough times, having resilience is hugely valuable. I don't think people really understand how valuable resilience is and how much more valuable resilience is than intelligence. Intelligence is good, but there are many intelligent people who don't try very hard. Many. I know them. They are intelligent, but they don't try hard. Maybe they actually tried hard in the wrong places. I know people who tried extremely hard in school, and then once they got to their job and their career, they kind of hunkered down and got comfortable. And these people were working really hard in school. And it's interesting because I was lazy in school, at least regarding my education. I did not care about my education much, To be honest, I was not that into it. When I got into working and then realizing that this all is able to bring about value and quality of life, I 180'd really quickly. But the education system did not get me going, and the way that the free market gets me going. So it's really interesting. And but again, in business, I'll say it one more time. That doesn't work in education. In education, if you fail your test, it's over. In the free market, most of the time, if you're not able to make a sale, hit revenue in this cycle, you have the next cycle. Not always. And as Jensen Wong says, you just have to live to fight another day. And if you live to fight another day, there's a chance that next day will bring about these massive cycles. And so maybe not, but resilience, again, more valuable than necessarily intelligence. Intelligence is hugely valuable, being smart, book smart, street smart, fiscally smart, business savvy. All those things are important, but being resilient is hugely important, and I think it's underappreciated, the resilience it takes to show up every day, to say, I just got rejected 5 times and I don't really care too much at all, because at some point you just expect it. It's like, I'm going to get rejected. And then there's this Charlie Brown quote where he says, or there's someone in the show saying, you just can't lose all the time. And that's what I mean, applying for positions, that's what I found. And I think the same, people say they can't find work. I mean, I might have applied to 500, 600, 700 jobs when I first, that number always gets higher, but it's something around 500, I always say. Um, Jobs for my first job, and it wasn't necessarily the perfect job, but it was a job and I got paid. And same with my PE, you just go, 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 third time's the charm, you got it. It's not simple, it's not easy. It's actually, often it is simpler than we make it out, but it's not easy. That's the thing. It's a lot harder. Takes a lot of resilience, takes a lot of humility, takes a lot of saying, I failed, that's fine, let's move on, if possible. And it's also important to make sure that that last part, keeping it to be if possible. I know I find it interesting, a lot of companies just fail or something, or they can't pivot. One company, I believe, said they couldn't, they just saw Claude eating all their work. I find that interesting because there's a lot of work. And if you can raise enough capital, there's a lot of work to do. Space scares me, though. I know a lot of people talk about space. I think I'm going to stick most of my businesses, below the atmosphere. And it's just a scary domain. I have no interest in going to space. I love the Earth. The chance of the Earth we losing the Earth in my lifetime is not high. I definitely respect space, especially guarding from meteors. I think that's an important thing. If you look at the 5 or 6 mass extinction events, 2 of them are attributed to humans. The second one almost certainly is humans, the ones in the last 200 or so years. The first one, with the megafauna dying out in, say, North America, pretty much everywhere in the world except for Africa, that one is a little bit more under debate, I think. The most recent one, where you see a bunch of animals being killed, or you saw that kind of in the 19th and 20th century. That one is definitely humans. But with that said, other than the most recent one for humans, the other five, I believe, have been a result of two things. One are meteors or asteroids hitting the Earth, and two are volcanic explosions, mega explosions. And so, if you have someone that's creating the DART, which I believe is defense against asteroids or something like that, um, something of that nature. It's a defense against asteroids project. It is going to at least defend the human population against one of those two issues. But again, space is a huge thing. I know some people have that in their mind. I don't think I'll ever go into space. I've even gotten it less and less into the idea of flying than I used to be. All right, let's go. Peace, everyone.